guys, this video is going to be short and sweet. So basically my whole life I've been very addicted to sugar. I mean, I love my sugar, okay? Just recently I was able to make the change. Now, the first step to making that change, I'll let you know, it didn't happen all at once. It wasn't just, okay, I'm done with sugar. I'm not saying it can't be done that way. It just didn't work that way for me. What I did was I cut it out one piece at a time. So for example, I loved and still do love Sour Patch Kids and Nerds. Never really into chocolate, although I'd eat it, but those real sweet candies, they really were my vice. So I didn't just stop eating them, but I did find a candy that was sour that I did like. And what that is these icebreaker sours, okay? So instead of eating these heavy sugar, heavy calorie, empty calorie candies, I switched to those. So that was one step I took. I don't know if you've ever tried those. They're very sour and they taste great. Okay, so they are a perfect supplement for someone who's looking for a sugar fix. Now, the other thing that I liked is Coca-Colas and Red Bulls. I was drinking at least one Red Bull a day and at least one Coca-Cola a day. So to get off of my liquid sugar diet, I had to make another change. I was introduced to this Monster Zero Ultra. I know you can't see it because of the glare. Monster Zero Ultra. It's very good. Now later on in the day, I would usually have a Coca-Cola with dinner or just because. And Coca-Cola has 65 grams of sugar in a 16.9 ounce bottle of Coke. All right. So now you add all that up, and we're just talking about sugar. I'm not going to sit here and say this is good for you. I'm just saying I needed to get off of the sugar. So I made some switches to get off the sugar. And part of that switch that I made was switching over to the Monster Zero Ultras instead of the Red Bulls and the Coca-Colas. So is 2 Monster Zero Ultras a day better for you than a Coca-Cola and a Red Bull? Well, in my opinion, yeah, it's at least a start. So I made some changes, okay? Not all at once. I switched off of the candy. I went to the icebreaker sours. I switched off of the drinks. I went to the monsters. I'm not saying 2 of these monsters in a day is good for you. I'm just saying it's not as bad as a Red Bull and a Coca-Cola if you're trying to cut out sugar, all right? For now, though, this works, okay? So I'm not saying it's great for you. I'm not really into sucralose and all that and all the other chemicals involved. I'd like to get to the point where I'm not drinking any of this. I would like to drink a coffee or an espresso in the morning and then maybe some other coffee and espresso in the middle of the day with no sugar, no cream added, just plain black coffee or espresso. Now for me, one of the biggest problems was I was filling a meal with sugar. So I would sit down, have a bag of Sour Patch Kids and a Coca-Cola and, feel good to go for a little while, off of that sugar high. That type of life obviously isn't healthy for many reasons, but especially because I go to the gym and I want to make gains. So having a meal that is full of sugar and calories and carbs and I'm getting nothing out of it, it's just a bad idea, okay? So I made that change. Now you do get natural sugars from fruits and things like that. I still get a sugar fix in, but at least it comes with some benefits, and that comes from my Chobanis, okay? I eat 2, 3, 4 of these a day, and each one of them has 12 grams of protein and 14 grams of sugar. So now if I eat 4 of these in a day, it's still 56 grams of sugar, which is really a lot. I mean, there's still changes that need to be made here, but at least I'm getting something out of it. I'm not just eating straight sugar. You might as well pour it from the packet into your mouth. And so I just wanted to make some comparisons for you, and I know that not everyone loves Sour Patch Kids. You like whatever you like, but bring this into your own life and make the changes necessary. For me, eating 1 bag of Sour Patch Kids a day, which sometimes was an understatement, was 52 grams of sugar. Switching over to those icebreakers is now 0 grams of sugar, all right? That's a big change right there. Drinking a Monster Zero Ultra instead of a Red Bull. A Red Bull has 104 grams of sugar in a 16-ounce can of Red Bull. The Monster Zero Ultra has 0. Okay, that's a huge change. So no Red Bull, no Sour Patch Kids. We cut out over 150 grams of sugar right there. In a daily intake of sugar, it was 221 grams from those 3 items: a Red Bull, Sour Patch Kids, and a Coca-Cola. 221 grams. That's an insane amount. That doesn't even include all of my meals that I had for the day, any other snacks I had for the day. Just off of 3 empty substances, I was getting 221 grams of sugar. I'm just here to make one change at a time. So I wanted to get off of sugar. Now I still have sugar in my diet, but not like I used to, okay? Just making those 2 changes. Now, like I said, you don't make all these changes at once, okay? Because that's just overload. If you love your sugar, then you need to just change one thing at a time. All right, so those are some changes I made in order to get off of my sugar addiction. Again, it was progressive, I would say, over the course of a month. All right, so this is where I am now, where I basically just eat Chobani's for my sugar fix and get sugars from apples and things like that. I hope this helps someone out there to just kind of bring in perspective to how much sugar you really might be taking in a day just from empty substances, okay? So thanks a lot for watching. Drop your comments and your questions below. I'm happy to answer them, and I'll see you guys soon.